Welcome back to my YouTube channel Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. Some GPSTR aspirants who are interested to join our paid classes are requesting us to give a demo class. Now, we believe that demo class means aspirants are asking for the pattern of our paid classes. Actually, we had taken many free classes for GPSTR 2022 and around 100 aspirants were selected in GPSTR who attended our classes, and they were really thankful to us, and we are glad to mention that those aspirants only encouraged us in continuing our work. In fact, our journey of taking classes for teachers training was started from GPSTR only. So you will find actually many maths and physics classes, and of course you will find many chemistry classes also, which are made for HSTR. They are all free classes which are present in this channel, that is Unfog with Dr. Atahar Parveen. So aspirants who want to take demo classes for HSTR and even for GPSTR can see those classes, because lengthy playlists are present in our channel. So just if you explore our channel, you will get to know our teaching method. Now, because there are not many biology classes in our channel, we thought of giving you a GPSTR biology class, which includes the pattern of our classes, and it is actually one of a regular paid class of GPSTR, life processes in animals. See, usually our classes vary from 1 hour to 2 hours also. It depends upon the topic. Okay, especially the maths classes are very lengthy. Because these are recorded classes, so no problem, aspirants can watch half class for 1 hour, and then after taking some rest or getting some break, the aspirant can continue to watch the class. So the maths classes are really lengthy classes. Even science classes are lengthy only, but there are very few classes which are not very lengthy. Usually the last class of the chapter, which we take separately as a revision class, that is a short class. So we thought of sharing this class, which is around I think 25 minutes, and this is a third class of this chapter. Okay, now because this is the last class of this chapter, it is including all the expected multiple choice questions, that is 1 mark questions and answers, 2 marks, 3 marks and 4 marks descriptive type questions and answers. I will play this class for you all. So please first to watch this class, then we will discuss more on the pattern of our classes for GPSTR. Okay. This class is based on GPSTR syllabus. It is a biology class and the chapter name is Life Processes in Animals, and this is the part 3 class on this chapter. In the first 2 parts, that is part 1 and part 2, we have discussed the entire of the syllabus, that is movement, respiration, circulation, including heart, blood vessels, digestion, excretion, control and coordination, including exocrine and endocrine glands, sense organs in human beings, and this also we have discussed in detail. Okay. Now in this class I have planned to discuss all the expected multiple choice questions from the entire of the syllabus, and also we will be discussing the most expected descriptive question and answers, and in the last part of this class we will be discussing all the questions from a government model paper and a GPSTR 2022 question paper, both for PM and CB method. Okay, so let us start the class with the multiple choice questions, and these will be the most expected multiple choice questions, and I think they are around 20 or more than that they are. Okay, so the first question is, which of the following is not a type of muscle tissue involved in animal movement? See the question carefully. They are asking which of the following is not a type of muscle tissue. So here you can see that the skeletal muscle, smooth muscle and cardiac muscle, they are related to muscle tissues, whereas nervous muscle is not related to the movement in the body. Okay, because that is related to our nervous system or brain, you can say. Then next question. What is the primary function of the skeletal system in animal movement? So if you see the options, production of hormones, protection of internal organs, providing structural support and movement, digestion of food. So what is the primary function of skeletal system? It is a very easy answer. Skeletal system provides the structural support and movement to the body of an animal. Okay. Next question. Which of the following respiratory organs is exclusively found in insects? So this is a little different question and important question also. See, respiratory organ which is trachea is found in animals. For example, cockroach is there or more insects are there of that type. They are having this trachea which is a respiratory organ. Okay. Next question. What is the role of hemoglobin in the process of respiration? So we have discussed it in the class also that hemoglobin actually plays a very important role in transporting oxygen and carbon dioxide in our body. So transporting oxygen from lungs to tissues, and it transports carbon dioxide from tissues to the lungs. So here option C, both answers are correct, that is option A and B. So option C will be the correct answer here because it is written as both A and B in option C. Okay. Next question. Which chamber of the heart pumps oxygenated blood to the rest of the body? So if you have attended our previous classes, you will know that the correct answer is left ventricle. Okay, so here I want to request you all to please watch part 1 and part 2 of this chapter, because without watching those two classes you will find this class very difficult and everything will seem to be new for you, because here we are discussing only the most expected questions and answers, that is MCQs and descriptive types. But in the previous two classes we have discussed all the concepts. So the questions in this class are all based on previous two classes. Okay. Next question. What type of blood vessels carry blood away from the heart? So which blood vessel carries blood away from the heart? Of course it is arteries. Okay. Next question. Which enzyme is responsible for the breakdown of proteins in the stomach? Lipase, amylase, pepsin or trypsin? So the correct answer is pepsin. This is the enzyme which is responsible for the breakdown of proteins in our stomach. Next question. Where does the majority of nutrient absorption occur in the digestive system? So all these four options are a part of digestive system, right? Stomach, small intestine, large intestine and esophagus. The question is, among these four options, which is the part of digestive system where the majority of nutrient is absorbed in our body? So the correct answer to this question is small intestine. Okay. So small intestine is the major part of the digestive system where the majority of nutrients are absorbed in our body. Okay. Next question. Which organ in the human body is primarily responsible for filtering blood and producing urine? So for filtering blood, if it does not click to you, you should at least focus on the other keyword, which is producing urine. So which organ in the human body is primarily responsible for this? Of course it is kidneys. Okay. So the another function of kidney is filtering the blood. Okay. Along with producing the urine. Next question. What is the main nitrogenous waste product excreted by mammals? So this is a very important question. The answer to this is urea. That's the reason why we call it as urine also. Okay. The one of the main reason is that because the main waste product is the nitrogenous waste, which is the majority portion of urine. Okay.
Next question. Which of the following is one of the parts of the hindbrain? See the options: hypothalamus, cerebellum, corpus callosum, spinal cord. So corpus callosum will be odd one out from these four options. Remaining three are hypothalamus, cerebellum and spinal cord. In this also the correct answer is cerebellum, which is the major part of the hindbrain. Okay. Next question. Which of the following parts of the brain controls the body temperature and urge of eating? This is also important point. So the part of the brain which controls our body temperature and it makes us feels hungry. We want to eat the food because of this part of the brain, which is the hypothalamus. Okay, body temperature and hunger is because of hypothalamus. Next, the dash uses neurotransmitters and the dash uses neuromodulators and hormones. So, see the options, you will understand that first fill up may be little bit tougher, but if you see the second fill up, dash uses neuromodulators and hormones. Which is the one which uses hormones? It is endocrine system, right? So, neurotransmitters should be for nervous system then. Okay, here in four options, option 4 will be odd one out. In the next three options, if you see, immune system is in option 2. So option 2 also will become odd one out. Option 1 and 3, endocrine system and nervous system. But which should come first is very important, because here the order is important as the fill up is written like that. No. So here neuromodulators and hormones means endocrine system will come. So our correct answer should be option 3. Okay, nervous system uses neurotransmitters, endocrine system uses neuromodulators and hormones. Okay, neurotransmitters means you can just imagine that our brain sends the electrical signals to the body. No, so that is through neurotransmitters. Next, endocrine system means hormones. No, hormones are regulating our body. No, that way you can say neuromodulators. Okay. Next question. The gap between two neurons is called. So if you have seen the figure of a neuron, you will understand that there is something called as a synapse. This is the gap between two neurons. Okay. So here I want to tell you that they can ask a descriptive question by telling you to draw the neat labeled diagram of a neuron, and maybe that will be asked for 3 to 4 marks. So you should be knowing all those type of figures in this chapter. Okay. In human nervous system, the pineal body is located at. So the pineal body is located at the cerebrum. Okay. Next, skin, ears and kidneys are examples of course, they are examples of organs. Okay, tissues are a different thing, organ systems are a different thing, and cells are different things. But skin, ears and kidneys, they are all organs of our body. The central nervous system includes, of course, the central nervous system includes brain and spinal cord. This is a very, very important point. Okay, in fact, this is an expected question this time. Next question is the peripheral nervous system includes. Peripheral nervous system means it is including only nerves. Okay. Central nervous system means brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system means only nerves. Okay. The part of the brain responsible for thinking and memory, that is a cerebrum. Remember. Okay. Hypothalamus, temperature and hunger. Cerebrum, thinking and memory. The part of the brain responsible for involuntary actions like breathing and heartbeat is medulla. Okay, another function of another part of the brain. This is also important. Okay, in fact, you should be knowing all these points of hypothalamus, cerebrum and medulla. Okay. Next question. The endocrine gland that helps regulate blood glucose levels, of course, it is a pancreas, that we have discussed in another chapter of reproduction in humans also, right? Okay. Next, the endocrine gland helps control other glands and regulates blood pressure. and water balance. Which is this endocrine gland? It is a pituitary gland or the master gland. Okay, they can ask a question of pituitary gland in many ways, like which is a master gland or which is a endocrine gland that regulates blood pressure. Okay, you should be knowing all the points related to the glands. Okay, now let's talk about descriptive question and answers. These are all the expected question and answers. Okay, first question is, what is the role of the acid in our stomach? If they ask for 2 to 3 marks, you should write these important points. So what is the role of the acid in our stomach? First of all, which is the acid which will be present in our stomach? It is hydrochloric acid. So this hydrochloric acid or HCl which is present in the stomach is dissolving food particles, and it is creating a acidic medium. In this acidic medium, there is a protein digesting enzyme, pepsinogen, and these are converted into pepsin. Okay. Another function of HCl in the stomach is to act as a protective barrier against diseases causing pathogens. Okay. So if they ask for 3 marks, you can write these 3 points. If they ask for 2 marks, you can write any 2 points. Okay. Another question. What is the function of digestive enzymes? So talking about the function of digestive enzymes, the main function of digestive enzymes is to break the complex food molecules into simpler food molecules, and another is that they will make the absorption of food process easy and effective, and the absorbed food is transported to all parts of the body by the help of blood. Okay, so these are the important functions of digestive enzymes. Few more expected questions. How is the small intestine designed to absorb the digested food? In one of the MCQs, we saw that the small intestine is the part of the digestive system where majority of nutrients are absorbed, right? So like that only they may ask another type of question in a descriptive way related to small intestine, that how is the small intestine designed to absorb digested food? So the answer is that there are some small projections called microvilli in the small intestine. So this microvilli will increase the surface volume in the small intestine, and that is the reason why the absorption of food or nutrients in the small intestine is more effective. Within this microvilli, there are number of blood vessels which absorb digested food, and also they carry this nutrients absorption into the bloodstream, and blood transports the food to each part of our body. Okay, this is an important question. Another important question is, how are oxygen and carbon dioxide transported in human beings? So here they may ask for 3 to 4 marks. So the important points I am giving you, it depends upon the question, what type of question they are asking. You have to decide then and there what type of points will be including in that answer. So talking about oxygen and carbon dioxide transportation in our body, this transportation is done by the bloodstream. Okay, oxygen is carried to the cells, but carbon dioxide is carried away from the cells, and the exchange of gases takes place between the alveoli of the lungs and the surrounding blood capillaries. And oxygen is absorbed by the blood capillaries from the lungs, that is alveoli, by the process of diffusion, whereas carbon dioxide is absorbed by the lungs alveoli from the blood capillaries by diffusion. Another expected question for 3 to 4 marks. What are the components of the transport system in human beings? What are the functions of these components? So here we have to talk about the heart, including blood and blood vessels. So the heart, blood and blood vessels are the main components of the transport system in human beings. The functions of these components are that heart will be pumping oxygenated blood throughout the body. It will be receiving deoxygenated blood from various parts of the body, and it will be sending impure blood to the lungs for oxygenation again. So that is a cycle of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood transportation in our body. Next, coming to the blood, it is transporting oxygen, nutrients, carbon dioxides and nitrogenous waste throughout our body. Now blood vessels, arteries and veins, they are carrying blood to all parts of the body. Okay, so this is also an important question. Another important question. Describe the structure and functioning of nephrons. So nephrons are filtration units of the kidney. They are like having large number of them in our body, that is in the kidney, and some substances in the initial filtrate are glucose, amino acids, salts and major amount of water, and these are all selectively reabsorbed as the urine is flowing along the tube. The main components of nephrons are glomerulus, Bowman's capsule and long renal tube. So if you want, you can also draw the diagram of nephron here. I have shown you the diagram in the previous class. Okay. It depends upon for how many marks this question has been asked. Okay. For 3 marks means no need. You can just write down. But if they are asking for 4 marks or if they are directly asking you to draw the diagram, then it is compulsory that you should draw and neatly label the diagram. Okay. Now let us talk about GPSTR previous year question papers. Okay. So this is a PM method question paper. They have asked a question for 4 marks. Directly they are asking to draw a schematic sectional view of the human heart and label aorta and right ventricle. So this is the diagram. You need to learn it carefully and also you have to see the labels of this diagram. Okay. Then I got MCQs in CB method question paper. The part of human digestive system where absorption of completely digested food is occurring in, it is small intestine. Next, 4-chambered heart is present in. The answer is mammals and aves. We are mammals, right? So aves are monkeys and that kind of animals. We are all having 4-chambered heart. Next, the correct sequential order of reflex arc is. So don't see the options for this type of question. Go for the diagram and see the order of a reflex arc. You will get to know that it is a receptor, then sensory neuron, then relay neuron, then motor neuron and then effector. Okay. So this is how you get signals to your hand. In case you are burning your hand, you will get signals from the brain. Okay. And then your hand will send signals to the brain again. Then I got a 2-mark question also in CB method question paper. Differentiate between arteries and veins. So arteries are actually responsible for carrying the oxygenated blood away from the heart to different parts of our body. In the contrary to this, veins are carrying deoxygenated blood from different parts of our body to the heart for oxygenation, and this cycle goes on. Okay. So this is a 2-mark question. So 2 points are enough for this question. Okay. Then I have a 4-mark question from a CB method question paper. Draw a diagram showing structure of human excretory system and label kidney and urethra. So this is the human excretory system. You can see that there is a kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, urethra and urinary opening. So this is a very simple diagram. You can easily score 4 marks if they ask questions like this. So I have been always telling please practice diagrams in biology because they are very important, especially in life processes in animals. This is a compulsory. We are seeing that they are asking one question for 4 marks, that too to draw a neat labeled diagram. Okay, clear? So this was all about this chapter. We have discussed everything as much as possible related to this chapter from GPSTR point of view.
Along with all this, I would recommend you all, in fact, I strongly insist you all to go for the practice worksheet just after watching this class because the practice worksheets I mean to say the study material which I am giving especially for this chapter includes many more multiple choice questions and descriptive question and answers, and they are all expected question and answers because I cannot include everything in the class, right? So that's why I am giving you extra material in the form of the study material, or you can also call it as a practice worksheet. So after watching this class, if you go for that practice worksheet and learn everything, then you are perfectly fine with this chapter and you are ready to face the exam from this chapter point of view. Okay.
So we will see blueprint also quickly. See, in PM method question paper, I got one 4-mark question. In CV method question paper, I got 3 1-mark question, 1 2-mark question and 1 4-mark question. So we are expecting 4 to 5 marks from this chapter for PM method question paper and 9 to 10 marks from this chapter for CV method question paper. So I have made the classes for this chapter keeping in mind that CV method aspirants will have to work hard a lot because 9 to 10 marks are asked in this chapter. So I have given all the details and all the information required for CV method aspirants and also PM method aspirants. Okay then. So I really hope that you like this class and this class will be helpful to you all.
Now I hope that you have watched the class. Now after that class, the aspirants would go for practice worksheets or study materials which is given along with the class. Okay. So the notes and the practice worksheets are given along with the class. Each class goes with the notes, but the last class of each chapter goes with the practice worksheets or the required study material for all the subjects: maths, physics, chemistry and biology. Okay. Now coming to our list of classes. See, first class in mathematics which is planned is always the introduction class on how to write a descriptive paper in mathematics, and also we will be giving GPSTR maths blueprint at the beginning only, so that aspirants get little bit idea about what type of questions come and which chapter is important and so on. Okay. Now here is the plan of the classes, or we can say the tentative schedule. So we have planned 4 classes for number system. So each day from Monday to Friday 2 classes go. Okay. Then after number system, real numbers is there, sets is there, progression is there. So each class has notes, and the last class of each chapter has the practice worksheet or the study material. Okay. So this way we have planned. You can see the list of the classes here. So after maths class portion is completed, we make 2 classes for mathematics pedagogy also. Okay, so these are very helpful classes. Then physics classes will start after mathematics portion is completed. We have given a tentative schedule of the dates also. I will show you in the later part of this list. Then we start the physics classes. No, here also introduction class will be given. We will show how to write a descriptive paper in physics, and also we will give the blueprint here also. And then each chapter will be covered from basic level to the higher level. Okay, because we have seen what happened in Karnataka TET. They have changed the syllabus in the last moment, right? So that risk we don't want to take. So we have done the higher level of this syllabus. Keeping in mind the 2022 GPSTR syllabus only, we are making the classes, but we are going for the higher level of that syllabus. Okay, later after notification comes, in case there is some change in syllabus, that will be covered under the revision classes. Okay, that is planned for both HSTR people also, GPSTR people also, and in fact TET people also. Every year we conduct revision classes after the notification. Okay. Then after physics, chemistry classes will start here also. Even in physics also, in chemistry also, the last class of each chapter will have practice worksheets or study materials, whatever is required. Okay, that will be sent to the paid classes. Then after chemistry, see, actually we have planned in such a way that we give 2 classes every day, because we don't know when notification will come, right? We don't want to take risk now. Okay. Then after chemistry classes, biology classes will start, and here also we will be showing the pattern of how to write the descriptive paper in biology. Okay. Now here, after all this, the full course aspirants will be given the complimentary extra classes for paper 1. Okay. So this includes some 5 classes of English grammar, 3 classes of GK, and 3 classes of mental ability, and 3 classes of educational psychology, evaluation and teaching method, and 3 classes of value and health education, and 3 classes of computer literacy. Okay, please note that this part of paper 1 is all given only with the full course. Okay, so aspirants who are taking only maths or only science will not get this part of paper 1. Okay, now coming to the tentative schedule, no, the second batch is started on July 12th only. So from July 12th to August 16th, around 1.5 months maths classes will be given, and then from August 19th science classes will start, and it will go on after physics, chemistry, after chemistry, biology, and after biology is completed we will give paper 1. Okay, clear, right? So this is the list of the classes. If any aspirants don't know about that, you will get the link of this in the description below this video. Okay, then I really hope that this demo class helps you. This was done on the request of GPSTR aspirants, just to make things easy for you all to decide whether you have to join our course or no. Please make sure that you see the list of these classes before joining. Okay, thank you, all the best, bye.